All right, well, welcome everybody. Welcome to our Buccelli Rust Successline call. I am Executive Regional Vice President Megan Buccelli, and we'll have Regional Vice President Kathy Rust joining here shortly. And you guys, we have an entirely awesome, dynamic team made up of all levels of this company, which is so cool because we all start at the same place. We all start as a consultant, and work is the word here, our way to earning the different levels within the company and ultimately going up the leadership ranks. So we just had the coolest conference in Las Vegas. It was our GTC. It's our Global Training Conference 2018. Next year's conference will be, I believe they said the 16th through the 19th of May in 2019. So they're already planning. And Ashley Good actually put out a little announcement about that on Arbonne's Facebook page. And they're looking for a name for the conference. So if you guys have anything creative, shoot a comment there because they do look at all those and take them into consideration. So the conference, I think when I stepped away from it all, it was absolutely the best conference yet that I've attended, especially in terms of just strides that the company is making in terms of making this organization so professional and really working to have just the most world-class organization and tools for us to build our businesses. From the products to the CRM. The CRM is going to be amazing. I have been waiting to hear an announcement if it launched today. Has anybody heard anything about that or seen anything? I haven't looked in a few hours.
I thought that it launched today. I haven't heard, but I think it did launch today. I saw some information on it.
I saw a link on the dashboard, but I did not get a chance to open it. And I did see something, I think on Facebook, like there was a couple of Facebook Lives or something that they put out. So I think it did happen today.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen at noon Pacific time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Mandy says she saw the icon too, so I didn't see it, so I'll have to go back and look. So see, we are better together. And I did say May. It is actually May, you guys, that GTC will be for next year. And hey, when you guys comment, just tell us where you're from, like where in the country you are, because at this point, I would say we're kind of spread out all over the place. So just kind of share with everybody who you are. Awesome. Thanks, Mandy. So, well, we're going to share actually a lot on this call today, but what I really wanted to start out with is just sharing my screen for a minute. And Eman, stalking your Facebook page. Yes, I am. I stole this picture from you. Can you guys see this? That Arbonne is the #1 brand for healthy living inside and out. This is huge, and this is going to really help drive our businesses if we just really start touting this and talking to our network about this. And what I love about this is we are not just going out and saying we're #1, without any sort of scientific backing on this, because Arbonne is all about scientific backing, just like our products. They went to the direct selling news and dug through. Michael D'Arminio and his team combed through every single bit of evidence and numbers that they could find from all of the companies that represent skincare and wellness, because there's this trend. You see, everybody wants to be Arbonne. And the more that you're a part of Arbonne, you're just going to see it happening. So companies that come in and start just like in skincare, all of a sudden you see them starting to offer some protein type product that is usually, not a phenomenal product. And you can just look at the ingredients and figure out why, compared to Arbonne, as you're starting to understand, nutritionally why Arbonne is the best, and vice versa. Companies that are having nutrition products are trying to sneak skincare in there. But we are Arbonne started 40 years ago in skincare and color, which is cosmetics, and then about 15 years ago became a brand of both. So a lot of people think that our nutrition just started. It's actually been around for a very long time. It's always been vegan, GMO, gluten-free, soy-free. It's very similar actually to what it is today. They've just, improved it over time and made it more flashy and had added some things. And we've got this really great, nutrition program around it as well. So this, you guys, is awesome. And hold on, I can't really see comments. Let me just check real quick on this chat. Okay, everybody's saying hola. Awesome. Okay, cool. So the other thing is our CRM. You guys can see here. If some of you are feeling like this is really exciting and you're a very detailed person, I know you're excited. Some of you might be hearing about this or looking at this and your head might be exploding like, oh my gosh, this is going to be crazy. This is going to make our lives so much easier. You can see some of the things that it's going to do here, but the things that I really love about it is that it has all of our clients' previous orders there feeding into the CRM. So we can go and look at somebody's orders. We can look at their tracking information right in the CRM. So CRM is customer relationship management tool, and Salesforce is the #1 platform in the world for this and for cloud services. So it's a very, very, very well done platform. And so the routing information will be there for client orders so that we don't have to try to get all over Arbonne's, system and then not find something and call customer service. I mean, this is just going to be so easy. It reminds us when clients need to reorder products. So it has it programmed in there. So if somebody buys an eye cream, and an eye cream is usually reordered every 3 or 4 months, however it's programmed, it's going to give us a reminder that somebody is due an eye cream. So we have like a virtual assistant in the CRM. So I love all of these things. And then a gal got on stage and she actually talked about how she was doing a test run of this CRM, emailed 70 of her contacts out of it, booked 4 group presentations, and her volume, her personal sales are flying compared to prior months. So it's really, really helping her income producing activity, which I think is absolutely incredible. So this, we can go check it out after the call. I'll go find that link. Let me see if I had anything else. And then you guys, one other thing I wanted to share with you on this call is we have begun our team's website. Yay! It's in the very beginning stages. But we need something really simple to plug somebody into when they get started with Arbonne. So, I know some of you guys are going to want to help with this, and I've already had some individuals come forward and say, I really, really want to help with this system of getting someone started, because when someone gets going with their business, they need to just have that specific system. And I was reminded today by JC Allen, who is our incredible district manager out of Colorado, that they talk so much at GTC about systems. And while I think there's different ways that people are building this business, we really need to make sure that the people who start with this have something they can sink their teeth into and figure it out, kind of adjust it to what they want to do and move forward. So just checking this chat. Awesome. Hi, Kim. Kim Bishop. Okay. So for our website here, I built this, you guys. I'm not super techie, but Google has a really cool free platform. I should say my husband, Alessandro, built this with me. So when you're getting started in Arbonne or getting somebody started, you guys can go through this on your own time and it's our very simple, basic launching. And there are worksheets in here as well. And what you'll see about these worksheets are products. When I say products, I mean forms and things like that from the marketing department that Arbonne has put together for us to help us build our businesses. There's a lot of high-end design and customization going into forms and things that people are doing, and I just don't feel like it's duplicatable. I really want to make this as duplicatable as possible and as easy for people to find things and to just switch out documents from Arbonne. If they're updating them and getting those out when things are changed in the system, we can just grab them down off the source and change them up in the website really quickly. So you can see here, where do you see yourself? This is our compensation form that all of us are used to seeing. So you can ask somebody, where do you see yourself in Arbonne? What level of income would you like to earn? And, we always ask 3, 6 months, 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, 5 years from now, what's your ultimate dream? things like that. You can go back and look here. We have investing in your business. This is a great video that Andy Arby did. So you can go and have them look at that. How to place their order. These would be the ASVP package options. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple. But this is just the first page. It wasn't too hard to build. So the rest of the site will come along, and this will be getting flushed out even more. I just wanted to have something done before GTC. But even down here, next steps within your first 30 days, we have, looking at the 40 faces. This is that formula for success SoundCloud. That's fantastic. You guys, if you haven't listened to it, have a listen. And it talks about how 30 faces is really the tipping point to get your business into massive momentum in your first year. And then Linda Parker does a phenomenal Let's Go Area series. It's it's a new series that she's done. It's extremely relevant to what's going on right now in our businesses. And you can click on it and get to it from here, or you can actually go up here to this link and listen to this call series. And it's great for any level to listen to. And this is actually going to be something that I recommend all brand new consultants to listen to if they haven't. And if you haven't listened to it at any level, I'd say listen through. You guys know Linda Parker is a powerhouse. She's incredible. She's dynamic. The second call is Carlita Nelson. Is that right, Carlita? Am I saying that right? Carlita Nelson. She's an ENVP. She's a top 10 income earner, and her passion about why you share this business and call to is something that you really want brand new people to hear, because people forget about their why so quickly when they run into stumbling blocks. And it's just great to hear from somebody who has seen so much talk about that vision and what this can do for people. So with that, I'm going to stop share really quick and just see who we have on here. Did we get Kathy? Hey, Kathy. Awesome. Welcome. Kathy Rust. Hannah. Would you guys mind unmuting yourselves? Carlita, yeah. Thanks, Mandy. So Kathy is in the process of kind of getting settled and getting back from Las Vegas and being in a new state from just being in Australia. So I don't know if you saw my note. Did you happen to see my note about having you chat about a couple things on this call?
Yeah, I did. I just found my last year's diary in a suitcase, and it's got all the notes about what we were doing and when we were doing it and when we decided to commit and to go in region and GTC. It's just got all that exciting information in there, so I can pull out anything and answer some questions for you, Megan, if you want to do it that way.
Well, what I was hoping you could share for everybody is first, Hannah and Becca, if you're there, if you guys could just share with everybody just some of your takeaways from GTC. And I know it was Becca's very first GTC, and Hannah, you've been to GTC in the past, but just it was special, and I know you guys had a great time. So I thought, since you're all there in one window, why not have you guys share?
Sounds great. Becca's come down with a cold, so she's just resting upstairs. But I can share on behalf of her also. And I think just like going into this year, I don't know, just with like all of the craziness of life, and I've just started another degree, well, my first degree, but back at college again. And so having, coming into GTC really looking to be re-envisioned again, and really inspired, just coming from, I don't know, a place of, craziness. It was just incredible to really sew in the initial excitement that we got about Arbonne, like over 5 years, or coming up on 5 years ago. And just to see like the new products that were launched are insane. We are so excited. Becca and I were like screaming at the top of our lungs, which is why I barely have a voice now, about the prep work, which is the new skincare line that they launched. We are so excited to sink our teeth into this and really promote it amongst our friends, because I felt like beforehand we were sort of mixing and matching different lines to make it work for us, whereas now this is something we can run with. And already we've seen such a huge result in our skin since using it on that Thursday night since it launched. So I think just having something to really run with that, and the mind health, and I know we're going to go over that, but just the main takeaway I think was just from Mel Robbins' talk, just stepping into the future with confidence and really asking people. I think I left my fear of asking people to join my team at GTC in that session. So yeah, we have the best company on the planet. We work with the best people on the planet. I mean, our team is incredible. So just the passion to be able to share this with others, I'm just so on fire and excited really for our future as a company and as a team. So.
And I think it's so exciting to think what's possible with Arbonne. It's always so inspiring when you see people getting their awards and the Spirit of Arbonne Award and just just all the other awards that people get, because they're doing what we're doing, but they just do more of it and maybe reach more people. And so it's there for all of us, and so it's all possible. And I think that was super inspiring this year. So that we're on the right track. We're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right product. I thought it was the best GTC so far. I loved it.
Awesome. Well, Kathy, for you around this time last year, I remember this, it was probably about the last 48 hours of the month. And Kathy Voxered me and said, well, I have some news for you. I really wish I would have kept this Voxer. We're going regional qualification.
I think it was the last 6 days.
Last 6 days.
It was actually today, a year ago.
Relevant. Okay, so here we are, the last 6 days. And where was your QV? Do you remember?
Yeah, I've got it here. It was so interesting. I awakened with such excitement. I was exhausted after GTC, but so excited. And back then I wrote, it was the best one so far. Set up a home office. We're house sitting for friends in down here in closer to Glenwood Springs. And I was reaching out to people, getting conversations started, and then I thought, and then don't forget to follow up, making notes. And then it was that day on the 25th of April, I committed to going region, and our QV was at 26,723. And so that was a pretty big deal, because to go into quals, you have to hit 40,000. And so 6 days out, I just felt the swell, and I felt that it was the right thing to be doing, and I just sensed that it was game on. And so I made that decision. We were going to at least try for it, but give it all we had, give it our best shot. And it was amazing, actually. So that was on the Tuesday. I don't know, do you like to hear web stats, you guys? Is this helpful?
Yeah, and I remember, Kathy, are you going to give web stats leading up to that? Because you had kind of been hovering around 20. So
yeah,
when you told me that, I had no doubt that you could finish, because I know it's possible. I knew you could do it. But it was the first time I've seen anything like this. And you hear of it all the time, and we heard so much of it at GTC. It's just, Kathy, time and time again, you've just built so much belief into me, seeing what's possible in Arbonne.
Well, and vice versa, Megan. I think we do that for each other, which is amazing. And that's why I think it's so incredible that we're on this amazing team together. But yeah, so that was on the Tuesday, that was 26,723. On Wednesday, it went up to 28,000. On Thursday, it was at, I didn't write it in on that day. But we had a lot of activity going. So we were doing mastermind call. We had a party at JC's home. We had a party booked for Michelle's home, where we were all showing off the new products. We were all individually reaching out to our clients and friends. But by that Saturday morning, waking up after 2 parties on the Thursday and Friday, by Saturday morning we were at 33,878,000 QV. It just jumped. And that was amazing. And then by that Saturday, and then the close of the month was that Sunday.
So you guys did just over $7,000 the last day of the month to go into qual.
But yeah, so that was to go into qual. But what I think is even more remarkable is fast forward into the following month. And this is why it's so incredible to hear this. I'm so glad I took notes, because even now looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, did we really do that? That's incredible. But fast forwarding to the following month when we closed out, in order to close out as a region in the 2 months, we had to find another 56,000 that second month. And we did it as a team, and we pulled in as a team. We pulled in what was close to in the last 24 hours. It was 23,000 in the last 24 hours. So it's a phenomenal amount. But you know what? I think what's incredible is to think that when you're pushing for a goal and when we're all pulling together in the same direction and everyone's trying to hit their personal goals, it's remarkable really what can get done. I mean, it's mind-boggling. And these numbers seem like huge to me when I look back at it now and go, wow. But there was this huge surge, and I think after GTC, everyone was so excited, and we just rolled right into product launch, parties and stuff. And I know that's what all you guys are doing now, or at least you're planning for them. And so I think it's why Megan wanted me to share this was so it would raise that expectation to think, oh my gosh, look what's possible. So just don't limit yourselves. And this is music to my ears too, guys. So, I'm hearing this and looking at this old diary from last year going, wow, I'm so glad that Megan suggested to pull it out because it's such a faith builder. So, yeah, it's amazing, Megan.
Yeah. And I remember when I went region, you guys who have huge goals here, I had ruptured my Achilles tendon at GTC. That's a great story. I had done a round off. I think every year at GTC, something kind of crazy happens. Then we had Kim last year had like some sort of crazy allergy attack, and she and E-Man were at the emergency room sponsoring the ambulance driver on the way. I mean, just like crazy. So I ruptured my Achilles tendon doing a cute gymnastics move. But long story short, that month of having surgery went into qualification. And then the next month, did not think there was a chance that I was going to finish. And I was in New York City on the 23rd of the month. And Lynn Puana said, if anybody can do this, you can do it. And I was sitting at 18,000. My story is a little aggressive. So I was at 18,000 and I had to get to 56,000 that month. And Kathy was so strong in my leg that I could only take very little of her revenue. So I had to grow personally in my volume an additional 15,000 over the prior month. And so I had kind of I was really thinking I just wasn't finishing. So this is why I love our community and why we really need each other. So the next morning I was having coffee with Dina Kretzer. Yes, I was having coffee. And she said, I'm so excited that you're going region. My team is going to be so inspired. I'm just so proud of you. And here I am sitting around 18,000 with maybe 7 days left in the month. And I was too embarrassed to tell her I was around 18. So she said, so where are you? Tell me your numbers. Because here I am in New York having just a fun girls weekend. I hadn't done any ordering or anything, nothing. And I said, well, I'm around 20. And she looked at me with this kind of blank face where I was like, oh gosh, it's silent. And then she said, well, Megan, if anyone can do it, I know you can. And those words were just really powerful to me. And I said, yes. And you guys on the team who are a part of this might remember me being in New York, starting to reach out and creating a buzz of activity, and me just starting to really rally my client base. And I had actually rallied my client base the month before as well. But Kathy knows I love some Excel spreadsheet, and JC knows this too. We were talking about it today. I take a notebook or I like Excel because it's just easy to line item everything out and add it together. But I just started, putting orders in there. Okay, I know this person needs an ASVP. This person needs, mascara. This person needs an RE9 set. I just started putting all these orders down and reaching out like crazy. And I told, Lynn, I said, I'm going to finish. And so I don't think anybody in my upline really believed me. Coming down to the last 2 days of the month, we had probably a little over 35,000 to do in 48 hours. $35,000, you guys. Most of that had to come from, my central area. So everybody was saying, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. And it got to be, then the order started coming in, really trickling in that last day. The last day we ended up doing about $32,000 of business. My bed was covered in pieces of paper with pen and credit card numbers. Remember, I was on very strong painkillers recovering from surgery and I couldn't hardly move. I was sitting with my leg elevated on pillows. It was crazy. And so those orders came in. I had a call with somebody at 11 o'clock at night on the team, and we still had just over $8,000 to do in the last 2 hours. I'm not kidding. Those orders came in. Like, I had a friend who owned a business and she was working on a proposal or something, and she said, call me at 11:30 p.m. So I called her and she placed a $1,400 order, and then people started, the Voxer had been silent. And then all of a sudden I started hearing the blip of the Voxer, and, I was hearing teammates going, I just put in my $600 order that I had that I told you about, or I just put in this. These little pieces all came together. And when I refreshed web stats, or dashboard, what we call it now, at it was 12:55 a.m. It ticked just over the 56,000 that we needed to go into qual. And I cried the next morning, okay? I'm not a big crier, but it was such a release. Like, oh my gosh, I just birthed a baby whale. It was crazy. So I think the biggest takeaway from just being through it and promoting, and I really felt that I was really birthing some sort of something at every single level along the way. But what happens is your tolerance and your ability to go to that next level with less stress and just with more understanding of what it looks like, you get used to it. I mean, that's why it's a climb, and so you just kind of learn to expect it. Our capacity grows. Exactly. Thank you, Kathy. But it's totally worth it, you guys, to just go for these big, huge goals. And I'm going to talk about that here in a second. But really quickly, we're going to, well, not super quick, because these are awesome products. We don't want to skim through them. We are going to focus on those incredible products like Kathy was just saying. So this was in April and May of this year that she went into Region Qual, doing kind of right at this time period, running with that momentum of GTC and those new products, just like we have the opportunity to do now. And Kim and Mandy are going to share with us a little of their product takeaways from GTC.
Who's going first?
I was just
Kim, do you want to go first?
It doesn't matter. I didn't know if you had a preference.
go
I
ahead.
love you both. Straws.
Alrighty. I think I just hit Siri somehow. Oh well. In a minute, she'll be asking me what I want. So I am going to talk about prep work today. So prep work is the new skincare line that was released at GTC. So for those of us who were hoping for a replacement for FC5, this is the replacement for FC5. So I had to borrow mine back because my kid took it. If you saw my little video, Tristan took it. I wanted to use it today. I've already used the gel eye mask, but I wanted to use it. So I'm going to talk just a hot minute about prep work. So there's lots of information on the source. So make sure you look on the source because there's always the meet the product. There's also the focus guide, which is a little bit more detailed than the meet the product. The meet the product is nice, especially if you want to share it with people. So look on there. And then there's also key selling points. So that's always a nice document to look at for any of the collections, just because it kind of gives you things that you can talk about that maybe are buzzwords or little bullet points as well. So I actually have that pulled up. So some of what I'm going to say, pretty much all of what I'm going to say is included in there. So there are 4 things which I have here. So first of all, the backstory is really I would market this as a line for the girl on the go. So there are fewer steps to this collection than RE9. It's marketed, they say, for people 18 to 30. My 16-year-old is using it. So I think, if people ask you about those late teens, I would just let them know that, Arbonne doesn't on people under 18. So it is more than likely safe for them. It just has not been tested under 18. So I would just kind of leave it on at that. But this is really nice, I think, for the younger market, whereas FC5 was just kind of marketed as sort of clean skincare. This is really marketed as that first step of skincare before you need to move to the anti-aging realm. And there's crossover between, so you can use prep work along with FC5, and you can also use prep work along with any of the other lines. So I would really talk about superfoods. When you talk about prep work, so Arbonne will say that it's got a superfood cocktail: vitamin C, vitamin E, antioxidants, omegas, and phytonutrients. So just like RE9, it's going to help with the appearance of your skin tone. They've used the words radiance and luminosity. Maybe you don't use those words because they're not part of your typical vocabulary, but you might talk about the glow of someone's skin. It also is marketed to soften the look of baby lines or prevent the appearance of those lines. Because even in your 20s, I know people will go, oh my God, I think there's something there. So this is a nice way to talk about that. But it's very specifically marketed toward the skincare needs of people in their 20s, because you want to start early with a ritual just so you can keep your youthful appearance as long as you can. You also still want to talk about nutrition. So from the inside out, eating less processed food, nutrient-rich diet, sort of some of the same nutrients that are in your diet are in this skincare. So of course my computer is telling me to plug in, so I'm going to talk while I plug. So you want to talk to people about not using harsh chemicals and harsh cleansers on their skin, using things that are appropriate for their skin type, using an eye cream, and also including their neck and chest, and all that you can do with prep work. Hang on one second, sorry. Okay, I'm back. So there's pea protein in there, which is a phytonutrient. Phytonutrient basically means that it's a nutrient coming from a plant. And it also has antioxidant properties, so it's going to help moisturize the skin and help with firmness and elasticity. There's raspberry ceramide. So ceramides help to keep moisture in the skin. They have omega fatty acids. The omega fatty acids help with the lipid barrier of your skin. So basically that is sort of the natural fat that helps keep moisture into the skin and keep your skin hydrated. And then, so it's like sealed in there. There is sustainable liganberry stem cell extract. So that's vitamin C and vitamin E. So in RE9, there is the orange stem cell. This uses the liganberry stem cell, but for the vitamin C and the texture. And then there is the Kakadu plum. So that's got vitamin C, again, for the moisture and the glow of your skin. So the first one, which I actually just used this evening, is the cleansing polish. So that's this one. It's gonna just cleanse your face, remove your makeup, excess oil. It's also got a very mild exfoliant from the liganberry and from apricot seeds. So there's no plastic beads in our stuff. There never has been. So if people ask you what the scrub is, it's the liganberry powder and then apricot seed. So what that's going to help do is just help with the surface of your skin, remove some of those dead skin cells, and leave your skin looking brighter. It's gentle enough. You can use it twice a day. It's also suitable for all skin types. So here, I'm going to put it on a napkin just so you can see what it looks like. So it's got just a little color to it. And it's got the texture. I used it without any water on my dry skin because I tend to be dry and I wanted to try to exfoliate, and then I kind of added just a little bit of water to it. You're not getting the lather from it that you would expect from a typical skin cleanser. People probably will need to use an eye makeup remover because you don't want it close to the eye, whereas those people who use RE9, I get it right on the lid. This you don't want to have on your lid. So this has the pea protein, the ceramide, and the liganberry powder, and the apricot, like I said. So there are some study results online. You can go on there and look, but pretty much people thought their skin felt smooth, that it didn't feel rough, and that the texture looked better over the course of use. So the next step in this, they talk about the dew cream next, but I'm going to talk about the gel eye masks, because I think the way you would use this is the gel eye mask and then onto the cream. So these masks immediately hydrate the skin. They're going to help with your puffy raccoon eyes. They are also going to help with the fine lines. So again, the superfood cocktail, vitamin C, vitamin E, the omegas, the phytonutrients, same thing. You're going to talk about brightening dark circles. You're going to talk about using this product to help your eyes look refreshed as if you've had 8 hours of sleep, which will tie in nicely with the mind health and also with the fizz. So you can use that to kind of cross promote products. It's suitable for all skin types, even those folks who are in the age range where you use the RE9. It's suitable for us as well. Of course, ophthalmologist tested, allergy tested, dermatologist tested, and all the other gluten-free, goodness that Arbonne has. So it comes in this jar. This lid is on top. This thing is on there. Tell people to hang on to this thing because this product is very wet. So if you're putting your hands in it, it's a very nice environment for bacteria to grow. And since our products are really pure and don't have all those preservatives, you just want to caution people not to go sticking their fingers in their jar, and especially not letting other people stick their fingers in the jar. I want to show them to you. So I don't know if you can see these, but they kind of look gold in the jar. Oh, and I'm spilling the juice out. Don't tell Tristan. I'll be in trouble. So you just use the little tip of this little spatula dealy to get them out. And it just kind of lifts right up. And it's kind of like a contact lens, maybe a little thicker than a contact lens. And then you just put it under your eye. So it goes under the eye. Try not to get it in your eye. And then you just leave it. You can rotate this, so you can take it off. I saw someone was using it over on the side to kind of help with some of the lines and a little bit of puffiness out here. Or even if your upper lid is puffy, you could turn it the other way to get it on the upper lid, but you want the little small part of it toward the inner eye. I'm sure you've seen Andre Haletzi wearing these. And Andre and I were in the elevator, and there was a guy coming up with his luggage from the lobby, and he had him on his face. And we got such a kick out of that. Kathy's note said you can use them everywhere on the face. So I'm actually going to try it right here on this little furrow that I get from making faces at my kid. So now that I had one, I'm going to put the other one on and keep talking to you with these on. So in Vegas, I just put them on, and then I cleansed my face with my RE9. I did my toner, and then I put these on. And then once I took them off, I went back and did the serum and the eye cream and the rest of the regimen. So I did them during the day because, a lot of times I'll wake up with a little puffiness, but you can do them day or night. There are 60 in here, so there's enough for 1 month. So you're probably not going to end up doing them day and night. And unlike the Genius pads, you're not going to end up cutting them. If you are like me and you cut your Genius resurfacing pads in half, you're not going to end up cutting these because it's just not going to work out for you. So that's the story, or that's what they look like, and that's how you use them. So they are very cooling when you put them on. And if you want more cooling or even more help with the puffiness, you can put them in the refrigerator. So they feel really nice coming out of the refrigerator and going on the eyes. I would follow this if you're really trying to do some serious work with your RE9 eye cream, like the corrective eye cream, or your lifting and contouring eye cream with the Genius Ultra. So that would really give you a little bit more oomph to the product. So far, I have not had any issues with these, and you guys know I'm allergic to everything. So these have the Cockadoo Plum. I just like saying Cockadoo. So that's vitamin C. So that's going to boost and maintain moisture and give you a better appearance of lines and help to reduce your glow. It's It's got strawberry, blackberry, raspberry, acai, cranberry, and blueberry extracts. So those are the antioxidants. So those are going to help with keeping your skin healthy and also help with hydration. There's caffeine in there. So caffeine is a vasoconstrictor, so it's going to help reduce the puffiness and also reduce the dark circles. And then something called niacinamide, which is a form of vitamin B3. So that also helps with the moisture barrier, and it's helping with brightness and the tone under the eyes. So there's some research and some stats in there, but people thought 91% of people thought their eyes looked softer and more hydrated, and 80% thought they looked less puffy immediately. 73% of people thought that their eyes looked like they had had 8 hours of sleep. So I don't know the last time I got 8 hours of sleep, so I'll take it if somebody's going to make me look like I got 8 hours of sleep. I think these products are going to really be a hit with sort of the 16 and over crew. Tristan was so excited to see these because she was ordering them online from Amazon from like Korean skincare. And, you know, I was like flipping my lid that I didn't know what the heck was in them. Because Korean skincare is pretty renowned, but, you know, I don't know what's in it. It's certainly not Arbonne. So now that she has a safe, beneficial version of these, I think I'm going to be buying a lot. So that's that one. The next product in the lineup is the Hydrating Dew Cream. I have to learn all these names. So this is the moisturizer of this collection. So it's very lightweight, and it is not oily. Again, you want to talk about the superfood ingredients, the vitamin C, the vitamin E, the antioxidants, the omegas, and the phytonutrients for immediate and long-term hydration. And you're going to talk about this product being essential in helping to prevent the beginning of those baby lines, because hydration is a big part of helping your skin to prevent all the wrinkles or, you know, lines that come with age. It's going to help decrease shine and reduce the appearance of pores, and it leaves a nice matte finish and suitable for all skin types. So this one I did try, and I'm going to actually put it on while you're here so you can see it. But it's got the raspberry ceramide, which again has the omegas for sealing in the moisture. It's got the ligonberry stem cells, so again, vitamin C, vitamin E, to help improve the appearance of your skin, the radiance, which is that glow, as well as the texture. The Kakadu plum, it's got apple fruit extract, which is the immediate hydration. And then it's got lentil seed extract. So that helps to mattify the skin and decrease the shine. So this one, it just looks like a regular white cream on your hand. And then as you rub it in, it goes on like a lotion. So the texture of it feels like the RE9 restorative cream. It feels more like the one without the sunscreen, because that one's a little bit more creamy, lotiony. But as you keep rubbing it in, it's like it disappears. So while you don't have drag on your skin, you also don't have that slick feeling that you'll have like right after you put on the moisturizer. So this I really like if you were going out in the evening and putting something on under your makeup, I could see using this, even though it probably wouldn't be part of my everyday, just because I want a little more power in my moisturizer, but this is really lightweight. The other place that I could see using this is like in the summertime. If you live somewhere that's pretty humid, and you're going to go out like on an evening, or if you're going to follow it by some sunscreen, then I would use this, because I feel like your skin would feel hydrated but not feel too oily. And then the other thing that's in here is fig extract. So it's going to help with hydration, both immediate and long-term. Tristan used this one, and she was very excited by having her skin moist but not oily. She's got dry skin, but she doesn't like to feel oily. And I can feel my eye gel pad sliding down. So maybe I should do these while I'm like lying down. But you may have to push these back up. So that's the story. The last thing is this soft focus veil. This is the sunscreen. So it actually goes on. It's got a very little tint to it, and I'm going to wrap up really quickly. So it's got a little bit of a tint to it. Arbonne says that it goes on and leaves a nice finish if you don't want to put on makeup, and it's supposed to not change the color of your skin. For people like me who have a little bit of yellow to their skin, this did look maybe a little bit chalky, but I think if you leave it on, that will kind of absorb in and kind of mellow out. But I almost always put on foundation anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. All right, that's my story. I'm done. If you have questions, put in the chat, and I'll just do it in the chat.
Awesome. You guys, I'm getting a call. I don't know if you can hear it coming through my computer. So I think it's gonna, I'm like, stop calling me. All right, Mandy, you are up talking about nutrition. Thank you so much, Kim. I did not know a lot of those facts from that skincare line. And I think that we're gonna be able to definitely cross-sell it with the RE9 Advanced like you're sharing. So it's really a product for everybody. So Mandy, take it away on the nutrition side of things.
All right, everybody. Hello. I'll try to be quick here. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my favorite blackberry fizz. So that's some people I know got to try it earlier this year, but it's officially out only if you buy the I Want It All set, or I think it's also in the ASVP right now until the end of the month. And then they'll be out as a special flavor or seasonal flavor in June, I think is what they said. But it's my favorite flavor right now. It's no different than our other fizz sticks before. So again, it does have caffeine from a guarana plant. What do you call that? From green tea leaves. It also has our B vitamins just to help us with focus, energy, chromium, and all that good stuff to help with even out your blood sugar, and adaptogenic herbs to help fight stress, because let's face it, we all have stress every day. So if you want your hands on that, go get your ASVP. The next thing I'm going to talk about is our oils. So we already launched oils before, but they launched two new, I want to say flavors, two new scents. The first one is tea tree, or what some people know as Melaleuca, you guys. I'm not going to give you too much detail. Just kind of read off the product, meet the product sheet. So really, again, our oils are absolutely safe. They've been tested. The only thing they really tell you not to do is don't ingest them. And that's important for me to know, and for everybody. If you hear other companies talk about ingesting their oils and they ask you why we don't, it doesn't mean that Arbonne is less pure. It just, they said at GTC that it's just not been tested third party or whatnot with ingesting. So, but otherwise it's completely safe. You can use it aromatically. If you can literally open the bottle and sniff it. If you saw our video, Andre was sniffing focus to have some focus for the day. You can put it in a diffuser, and you can buy diffusers anywhere. Amazon has a lot of great ones. You can also dilute it and put it on your skin, so you can mix it in your lotions and your shampoo. Tea tree is amazing for like your shampoo. So it has antibacterial properties, so you can clean your makeup brushes with it. Add it again to your shampoo to just, you know, if you have like flaky hair or like kind of dry scalp, it really helps with that. You can even put it in water and spray it inside your stinky shoes if you have like teenagers with stinky shoes or men in the house with stinky shoes. What else? Just, yeah, and then just add it to, again, your lotions or whatnot. You can dilute it with carrier oils. There's many different ones out there, and the Meet the Product sheet kind of tells you how to do that. You can also put it in your laundry, which is awesome. The next one is our Focus Blend, which is really, it's just a mixture of a bunch of different oils, which I love. It has like rosemary, bergamot, basil, peppermint, frankincense. I mean, it's just, again, amazing stuff. I know that rosemary definitely helps with memory. So again, it's just helping you focus. And same thing, you can use it in your diffuser, put it on topically. I actually like to sniff it. I put it like in the back of my neck to just help me with focus, maybe in your temples, and diffuse it so everyone's focused at home. And I think that's really it for the oils. What else? So the next thing I'm going to talk about is Mind Health. You guys, this stuff is amazing. So it comes in a box like this, kind of looks like a fizzy box, but it's not a fizzy. It's awesome. And it comes in a little stick like this, and it's cherry lime flavor. It tastes so good. You can mix it by itself if that's what you want. You can mix it in your shake. But I haven't tried it that way, but they said you could do it that way. You can also mix it in your fizz stick, which I did the other day and absolutely loved it. So what does this do? It basically really just helps with your focus, you guys, and really brain health, which I love. Like, there's such a big movement in brain health. I mean, come on, we don't want to get Alzheimer's and all that stuff, you know? So really, we got to take care of our brain. It's filled with, gosh, this word is hard to say, but it's phosphatidylserine derived from sunflower seeds. It basically helps, again, with cognitive and health function. It has grapeseed extract, which helps support function of your brain cells. It has coenzyme Q10, which is an antioxidant, and it helps support your cellular function. And again, more B12 vitamins to just help, again, with your focus and support. So brain support. And I think really that's it. You know, add it. I know we've been using it every day, and it's just really, I think they say if you mix it with a fizz, it just gives you like super focus, which who doesn't need that? We all need it, right? Especially with month close. And then the next thing I'm going to talk about is, oh my gosh, the body cleanse. I haven't used it yet, but I'm about to. Super exciting. I loved it. I went to the source. Not only do they have the meet the product sheet, this was really interesting to me, but it actually has a comparison of how this is different from our old 7-day body cleanse. And I was like so blown away. Like, why did they do this, first of all? And so the most interesting thing they said was the old 7-day body cleanse, even though it was kind of a total body cleanse, it had a lot of focus on our GI tract and elimination, because it had senna and cascara, which was, used to stimulate basically a bowel movement. But it was missing key ingredients that supported the whole body cleansing process of eliminating toxins. So this new body cleanse basically really supports your whole body, and it's really safe. So I know that the 7-day body cleanse was not in other markets before, and they made sure to change the ingredients so that it is in all our markets. Wherever Arbonne is basically globally, they can use this, which is amazing. So what's in it? Magnesium. It's a key mineral studied for digestive support. Ginger, which we all know ginger is really good for digestion. Aloe vera soothes the digestive tract again. It has glutamine, which supports, again, your stomach. And then choline, which helps support your liver, which is awesome, because I think a lot of people ask, is there support for your liver? So that is. And then if you haven't noticed, you don't see 7-day body cleanse as the name. It's now called body cleanse, and there's a reason for that. The 7-day body cleanse was meant to be only used for a week. This is safe enough to literally use every single day for the rest of your life. So that's how safe it is. It's awesome. How do you use it? It says mix in warm water, so 32 ounces, and that just helps kind of dissolve the powder quicker. So, but I'm assuming that if you want it cold, like put a little bit of like warm water, dissolve it, and then add water or your ice if you like it cold. Again, I personally haven't tried it. I know Megan tried it, but it's a lemon ginger flavor. So I'm excited to try it out. Again, you can use it every single day. What else? And I think that's, and then another great way they said to use it is to use it with our fiber boost, again, to just really help with that gentle elimination of your bowels. And I think that's it, Megan.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And I love your enthusiasm. And if you guys go out and share like that with your network, people are going to want to hear about these products. I would highly recommend with the oils, Googling the specific oil, and there's so much information on the Google. Just make sure that the source that you're using, like I like to look up clinical studies. So today I looked up, and Mandy and Iman and Kim, if you guys have good sources for clinical studies that aren't just like reps for oil companies putting information out there, we want things that come from reputable sources. And I was looking up today some studies, and that's what I was learning about tea tree. I wanted to know if it could be ingested. And it said it should not be ingested because if you take it internally, it can be poisonous to your system. So I know that is also why Arbonne is entering the oil market slowly, because people like to make all sorts of medical claims with oils. So I did see today that the tea tree oil in a clinical test tested just as effective as, you guys could say it better, it's an antifungal cream like cleminitrol or something like that, to help. Eman, you're laughing, you probably could say it, in treating a fungal rash like on a foot or something like that. So mess around with these oils and play with them and have your personal stories. I took that tea tree oil today and added it to Gelée, because I got a little lobsterized at the pool yesterday because I forgot my sunscreen. So tea tree oil does have some great backing on healing the skin from sunburn and those types of things. So somebody could add it to Gel A, for instance. So thank you, Cecile. So let's go out and share these awesome products. And like Kim was, she was just texting me. She's like, I could go on about this all night. I love this line for millennials. So these products are amazing. And going out and sharing like that with our networks, think of who you really want to focus on to get the word out and start making lists. So who do you know in your network who has kids, who you know is young, who are your youngins, who do you know in college, who do you know who has sisters, brothers? You know, start really getting that 100-person list together for the PrepWorks line, for instance. Get together your list of all of your detox clients or anybody you've ever talked to about the detox. Anybody who has done the detox, they're going to want to do it again now with this new 7-day cleanse component to it. That's exciting. The mind health is incredible. I know I don't know how you ended up doing all day, Eman, but yesterday for me was like a regular day, and I had maybe 2 to 3 hours of sleep coming off of that red eye from Vegas. And, you know, in Vegas, did not sleep all that well the entire time. But I took the double fizz with a mind, you know, with the focus, the mind focus. And I have to say, I felt amazing. I was not foggy. I was very clear-headed. I had great energy all day up until the evening. I think I took like a tiny little cat nap. So you guys, it's incredible, incredible stuff. So we've got to get out here and share. And the focus, what is it called? Mind focus. That little powder, I know it's already low in stock, so it's going to run out. So if you guys want it, get it before it goes on back out order. It'll come back pretty quickly, but it can take, you know, sometimes 3 weeks to a month to get it back in stock. So, you know, load up on that stuff. All right. So when we are going out and we're going to share these products, I think that what gets me so fired up at GTC is the stories that I hear about the people in this company who are just on fire in their business and the things that they do that completely exceed our wildest imagination about what is possible in Arbonne. Like, who does not love a Debbie Neal story? Like, who is not infatuated with the fact that she went regional vice president in 3 months and national vice president in 6 months or 7 months? I mean, it's insane. But then when you see her get on stage, you understand why. She has so much, you know, passion and vigor. She loves the product. She loves the company. And she just, you know, sees the big vision of where this is going. And so that is, I think, why so many of us coming back from this. And I'm really hoping that you guys who got on virtually had that same experience and just really felt the passion of what's going on in this company. So I want to show you guys something. I want to tell you a quick story, and I want to tell you a little bit about some incentives that I have because I know we're at time. So I'll share my screen here. All right. So I want you guys to think about a pendulum. And you see this little pendulum here? Look at this dinky little swing. Do you guys see that? Can I get a nod? You guys see this little pendulum? Doesn't it doesn't like feel right. You're like, why is that thing swinging so like small? You know, doesn't it feels uncomfortable. Like there's no space there. And I don't know, for me, I like a nice long swinging pendulum. So do you ever feel this? Actually, I don't know, it makes me kind of crazy just seeing this thing. So I think this is where we can get stuck in our Arbonne business. I think this pendulum here represents a little bit of effort, just getting a little bit of movement going in your business, right? So that is just that kind of like craziness, that little swing that you live in going, oh my gosh, this is not going anywhere. I mean, if I look at that thing long enough, I see it slowing down, even though it's not. But that is what that pendulum says to me. When you want to get your business from a place of being somewhat flat, you have to make a huge swing in that pendulum. If you decide, I'm just going to go and do a quick little, you know, I'm just going to kind of up my activity a little bit, or I'm just going to, add a couple more calls, you're going to gain momentum, but very slowly. You have to have a drastic shift in activity, a commotion in your business that looks something a little bit more like this. Pulling that pendulum all the way back to, let's say that when this pendulum swings here, this would be hitting, let's say, qual, and pushing you into this, momentum when it swings back down that really pushes you, to keep that commotion going. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I don't believe that at all. Not for anything. I think my throat is still suffering from the smoke there. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here and just talk to you guys for 1 second about what I experienced at the end of September when I partnered with Lindsay and we became accountability partners. My business was pretty flat, and I had really been looking to get into massive momentum. And I had been talking about it to Alessandra for quite some time. And I think my husband, quite frankly, got sick of hearing it. And the good man, who is an incredible leader and he does a tremendous amount of personal development, said to me, I think you need to get an accountability partner. This is not about an accountability partner, but it was about making a decision. So you guys know Lindsay Schwartz. I'm sure many of you by now, you especially know her if you're in Vegas. She has just such a fire in her belly. She walked the stage having one of the top 50 strongest personal businesses in the entire company, which is unheard of as an area manager. She's incredible. She's going to go to the top very quickly. I decided to partner with her because she does not have the same life as me, so she could not accept my excuses. And she would be inspired by me doing what I was doing, knowing my limitations. I know her limitations too. She has other things going on in her life aside from babies. But we partnered, and at that time, we had 1 week in the month left. And I needed to see something shift in me. I needed to see it so bad, just to regenerate that excitement for me and my business, and to really just cause a commotion so that I could have that momentum going into having my baby. So my business wasn't flat, right after delivery. So there is something that happens when you commit to a goal, when you just commit and you decide. That is the only thing that I kept hearing on the stage from people who made huge strides in their business. And some of them were, gaps so big I couldn't even believe. It would be like that $35,000 gap that was closed when we as a team went region in 2 days, and $32,000 in 24 hours. It was the decision, that stubbornness, that I'm going to stick in it, that grit, I'm going to do this. So what happened was I just got into a tremendous amount of activity. And I took the nutrition program and ran with that. With all the new product lines, we can take, the skincare line, the nutrition, we can still run with the 30-day program because people love that program. And I just started texting away to people and, reaching out to people on Messenger and getting back to, customers who I hadn't talked to in a while. And I just got into a fury of excitement, and things started happening. And when you make a decision, things come out of the woodwork. It's like the energy that you're putting out, it starts to come back to you in ways that you did not expect. In fact, things will be able to happen in your business that would not happen if you did not commit, decide, and get into massive activity, because the activity wouldn't be there otherwise. The luck would not come because you weren't doing the numbers of things that are going to make that come your way. And by getting into that activity, it's just not about what happens in that week or that short amount of time. It's what catapults from that in the next 2 weeks, month, 2 months from there. So I was not even looking in web stats all that much. I was looking more at what was going on with our team in a Successline and central region and central area for myself. So I was kind of looking at the overall, but I was just working really hard. And at the end, Lindsay said to me, you guys, when I started, my PRV, my personal retail value, which is my sales and my preferred clients and client sales, I believe it was somewhere around 500, right, for a full month. I'm embarrassed to say that. When I turned around at the end of the month and Lindsay said, where did you end? It was about 9,800. of PQV. Okay. So I went area in 1 week. It is possible. So I know so many of you guys have committed to going area in your business after GTC. Those of you sitting at district manager. I know some of you may be consultants going, I want to go area. So some things that really stood out to me while at the conference, and just some ways to break down the numbers, was I loved when Ashley said, if you really want to make this simple, you sell 4 ASVPs, it doesn't matter which ones, and you show somebody that they can sell 4 ASVPs, and you will be in district manager qualification at 2,500. That is so simple. Can you guys imagine? That's 4 sets in 1 month and finding somebody else. So why, it doesn't sound like a lot, but if somebody does that and you say to a friend of yours or somebody in your family, hey, do you want to make some extra income? That income from you doing 4 and someone else doing 4, and I actually, so you have to look at, it's, I think I have this actually. Okay, so if you're doing 8, let me do it this way. If somebody cannot do it where they're splitting 4 and then having somebody else do 4, the commission on that is $375. All right. So if you are selling personally 8 ASVPs, that's $375. When you hit $2,500 and you have 2 new PCs as a consultant, Arbonne gives you a $100 bonus. So that is $475 in someone's start month as a consultant. I think that is huge. If they're splitting it with somebody else, the commission would be half of the $375. So around, if you guys have a calculator, you could pop it up in the chat. So it'd be half of that plus the $100 because it's the $2,500 in your Successline. All right. So there is absolutely cash to be made in this business for somebody who's just getting started. So you can really paint the vision for somebody quickly. Hey, do you want to make, roundabout $400 your first month in Arbonne? And I'm hearing that these checks are fantastic that consultants are getting as their first check. We're seeing between $500 and $600 pretty regularly as people's first check. That's exciting. That is great money. So think about who who needs to make a couple extra $100 to $500, a month and get them going and really simplify this down in terms of how many ASVPs that looks like. So I am throwing a little incentive out there that anyone, you guys, who does if you are a new consultant or if you're a consultant and you decide, you say this, I'm going to just totally make that pendulum swing. And in this last week of the month, I'm going to go into into district manager qualification. When someone does that $2,500 building block and gets into district manager qual with their 5 new PCs or consultants, so that's basically the perfect brick, I'm throwing $100 out there on top of that. And I know that I think that some of you guys out there might be doing an incentive for your team like that. So there is definitely incentive to get out there and build. If anyone who does the perfect brick, which is the 2,500 new and you with 5, PCs or ICs, I'm going to throw $50 out there, cash money to you. So a little extra money to be made there. And for the team, anyone who sells 3, this is for my entire Successline, anyone who sells 3 ASVPs gets a free product of their choice. Yep, that's right, Hannah. So if you do 6 ASVPs, you're going to get 2 free products of your choice. So get out there and just dream big and think about that pendulum swinging and just making a splash, because I can tell you guys, if you're in a place where the business is not moving, if you're not going to make a huge shift in your business, it's going to be like that dinky little pendulum that was swinging. You're just going to be kind of stuck in that place. So get it moving, make a splash. I know we have huge goals this month coming off of GTC, and I am excited to just really ride this momentum with you guys. I'm right in there, just doing this as well. So any questions, comments before we jump off? All right. Well, I know we were long, but lots to cover, and excited to see all of the incredible things that are going to come from this month, just riding the momentum from GTC. So I will talk to you all very soon. Bye. Good night.